Guys, urgent video, the market is crashing right now. What am I doing? Absolutely panicking, of course. Obviously not. If you watch my video a few days ago, actually I posted this. How many days ago was this? 5 days ago. A video here saying that I am selling my crypto altcoins. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch it. And it turned out to be a great play because if you look at the price of some of these tokens, I mean, Trump back here was $41 and Trump today is $25 and still seems to be falling. So we took loads of profits off the table. I opened some short positions here and there, but I sold a lot of my altcoins and crypto. I say 50% of my remaining portfolio I sold and took off the table. Guys, they were up massively. I know a lot of people said, I'm not really up right now, or I got into the market late and I'm a little bit down. But still, even if you got into the market late and let's say you put $2,000 in, if you lose 50%, you're still going to be down $1,000, right? If you put 10,000 into the market and you're down 2,000, 20%, you're still going to be down 5,000 if the market crashes, right? So it's a very risky time to be trading, and it's not easy, right? What makes it easier for me is taking profits off the table. This is not the first time we've taken profits. We took profits back in March when the market went absolutely crazy. If you have a look at Render, RNDR Render went absolutely bonkers and everything rallied to the sky, and we took some profits off of the table. And that was the DCA out one. So I'm going to do 3 sells throughout this bull run, and the next one is going to be my final sell. Okay, look at the state of Render, man. It's closing below the weekly. That's actually scary. Okay, it's still got 6 days and 14 hours, but it's starting to close below the weekly, which is quite scary. Below the previous month low. It's still got a long time to go, so let's see where it closes by the end of the week. But we took some profits off the table on Render at around $12.30. So around here, this was DCA out one. The whole market was crazy. We almost timed the top on this, guys. The whole market was going crazy here. Everything was up 10, 15, 20x. Casper was up like 30x. We'll go and check Casper actually as well. And not a bad time, right? We also took a long position down here. Took a long position down here. This was the recent push actually. So we took a long position somewhere on Render, and you saw I posted on Twitter that I took profits on that as well, and I'm glad I did because I actually was going to hold that open, but I'm glad I did take some profits. Now I am actually taking some long positions right now, short-term long positions, because the market, in my opinion, is in mass fear, and we're going to talk about why the market is dumping right now and why I think we might see a bounce, because most of the USA is asleep. If you're watching these videos, I'm going to start doing them quite early-ish more often now. You kind of got a bit of an advantage because America is asleep right now, right? So we kind of get to take some trades before the USA wakes up. And what happens a lot of the time is whilst the West is asleep, the market makers will flush a lot of them out of the market. So a lot of them would have been in long positions here with their stop losses below 100K. And then they send the price down whilst the West are asleep. They wick out all of the stop losses, and then it gets brought back up by BlackRock or some of the institutions, and then the USA wakes up and find out all their long positions are over. So sometimes it is the start of a massive move to the upside. Okay, so you get a flush all the investors out, and then you get a very quick, usually, spike back up because they want to buy up before the USA wakes up. The USA then try to get back into positions, right? So sometimes it's the start of a big move. Now the SMC bot daily, we are kind of resting on that, so it's going to be important to see if we get a daily close below this tonight. So that's in 13 hours, so we still got a very long time to see how this closes. It's going to be a tricky one because we're really going to have to wait and see how the stock market opens today. Okay, so I am interested in long positions on Ethereum, Solana, and BTC. I'm interested in long positions on things that Trump might add to the crypto stockpile that we keep hearing about, right? And I don't think we're going to see things like Render and Casper on that stockpile. Hey, maybe we do one day, but right now I think it's going to be the major altcoins, and I think liquidity is probably going to be sucked into those altcoins. If that happens, we might see liquidity sucked into Solana, Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe Chainlink. A lot of these blue chip projects and companies that have been around for a while, especially American companies, because as we know, they're planning to implement zero capital gains tax on crypto companies that are homegrown in the USA. So we're going to see lots of companies moving to America. We're going to see lots of innovation in America, and why wouldn't liquidity flow into those projects? If you're highlighting a specific group of altcoins as these ones that are going to get rewarded and pushed and promoted by the US government, you're probably going to have a lot of inflows into those. You're also likely to see ETFs for those projects, right? So no capital gains tax, potential ETFs. I would be surprised if we don't see a Solana ETF. I'll be surprised if we don't see Solana in the stockpile. The problem is that the downside could be massive, because Solana's done a 10, 20x. Insiders are selling, whales are selling, smart money are taking profits. We've already taken a lot of profits off the table. But doesn't it put you in a much better position? Or I feel like I'm in a much better position after having sold and taken some profits off the table. I don't care if Solana goes to $2 tomorrow. I've already won, right? I've already taken out a large amount of profits off the table. Now I'm just in DCA out 3 moonbag stage, where I don't have to wake up and look at the charts. Like, oh God, what's going on? Is it going to crash today? Is it going to pump today? Where's it going to floor? Right? I've already hit my DCA out 1. I've already hit my DCA out 2, which I've done 4 days ago. And I have one more sell, which will be my final sell. That's my final bull run sell on altcoins, and I'm completely out the market, right? After I do that final sell, who knows when it's going to be? It's going to be when I think there's going to be peak euphoria and we see a lot of the signs on the table. For example, Donald Trump launching a meme coin on Solana was a red flag, right? It was a red flag, even though it was a nice trade and we took some money. We got in early, we took some profits off the table. Now it's crashed, right? It was very rare and it was frothy, right? It was a frothy event. Then they launched Milena. That sucked the market. That done it for me. I probably would have held Trump a bit longer, because the tokens were locked for 3 months, and there was going to be no supply on the market for 3 months. But after they launched Millennia, they started to suck the liquidity out of the market. And there's another rumor going around now that they're affiliated with another meme coin, which is just not a good look, right? There's no confirmation on that, but it's just not a good look, guys. Okay, so this is the FUD. Why did we have this big sell-off today? Now, this is an interesting one. So there was a company called DeepSeek who has built in under 2 months for less than $10 million, and it's now the #1 app on the App Store, right? It's a Chinese application, very similar to ChatGPT. So on top of this, it was built with outdated chips and a small team of 200 people. Meanwhile, the US is pouring $500 billion into AI. How is the NASDAQ not in trouble here? Okay, so there's been a lot of news going around. You've probably seen it all over socials. A lot of fear going around right now. Don't forget that word fear, okay? Because sometimes when the market's fearful, it's often a good opportunity, right? And when it's greedy, it's a good opportunity to sell. So there's a lot of fear going around in the markets. Now, obviously it's Monday. The markets have been closed for the weekend, so people aren't sure how the markets are going to respond to this. So we are seeing a little bit of fear and a sell-off in the markets. Now, why is this such an issue? Well, most of the stock market has been pumped up from AI, right? If we look at Nvidia, I talked about this on my recent weekly announcement. If you're in my Discord, or if you're in Luke Belmar's Discord, you would have seen that, my weekly update. I mentioned about the Nvidia chart, right? Oh my God, look at the pre-market, man. Wow. The pre-market, I'm literally just seeing this in real time, guys. The pre-market is at 122. That is insane. Okay. That is insane. We are going to have, we're already having a lot of sell-off. Look where the pre-market is sitting as well, guys. Back around our SMC weekly. See how it opened up here? You see what I talked about with fear? The last time we had this massive fear with the Japan issue, look what happened on that day. It completely went up to all-time highs, had a bit of a retracement, and then carried on to all-time highs. Look how the pre-market is opening up just on our SMC support line here. So are we already at peak fear when the market opens? Okay, that's going to be very interesting. If we start to close below this level on the weekly, I would be terrified, right? I would be terrified, because look at this. look at the market, man. We had a buy signal down here from the SMC bot at around $15, which it's still it's $122 right now. One thing the markets do like is a dip. One thing the markets like is a dip, and if it opens up at 122, that's going to be a very big dip. Okay, and this level is often a big level for support. The RSI is completely oversold on the weekly. We might get a reversal here. We might get mass fear across the markets, and we might get a reversal. One thing I'd be worried about is if we close below this level. I've said it. I think it's the bull run support line. It's happening on a lot of altcoins and crypto and stocks. And I think if we start closing below this level, I think we're going to get a rollover, guys. Okay, I think we're going to get a rollover like this. And it's not going to be good times. It's not going to be good times. It might even come down a lot faster because people have made huge amounts of money, right? The trend is your friend until the end, right? We've got President Trump. He's bullish for markets. He's investing $500 billion into AI. The Nvidia CEO said AI agents are going to be $1 trillion industry. We have Grayscale talking about AI. We have Facebook invested in AI. Loads of collaborations going. AI is blowing up. It continues to blow up. Okay, so the trend is still there. The trend is your friend, but the markets have rallied so much. Okay, so let's not kid ourselves. We're not at the start of a bull run, guys. The bull run started here back in 2022, 2023. When we were buying, we were DCAing in every month. We weren't trying to time the bottom. We were just accumulating. And then most of our portfolio now is up 10, 15x, right? We are in the later stages of a bull run, and we need to try and work out when this whole market is going to collapse, okay? It might be now. This might be the top. The top might be in May. The top might be in December. Nobody knows, okay? But right now, legislation and policy and investment is there. So what does this mean for ChatGPT? Well, ChatGPT is incredibly expensive, and it was deemed that China was way behind in terms of the AI race, right? It was assumed that they were way behind. They weren't going to have the money for investment into this sector, considering what's going on with their real estate industry. There was no immediate threat, right? There was no threat. Now, the real issue here is that they've managed to do this on relatively cheap software or equipment, chips. And Nvidia chips are quite expensive, and there was a lot of orders coming in for these Nvidia chips. Now, are a lot of the companies who are interested in this going to explore what are China doing? What chips are they using? How did they make this work? Should I be holding Nvidia right now? We might see a massive sell-off on Nvidia. Now, why does this matter to BTC? BTC is not an AI company, right? Why does China's chips affect crypto? Well, technically, you're right. It doesn't affect Bitcoin. So it's kind of difficult to predict how it's going to react today when the market opens. But Bitcoin still, for now, follows TradFi. Maybe it won't. Maybe it won't follow tech stocks when it has a strategic reserve, if it has a strategic reserve, or a crypto stockpile, as it's being referred to now. Maybe it will detach, right? Because if the US government come out and put 1% or 2% into Bitcoin, we can expect it to go up over time, right? And who's going to sell their Bitcoin if they know the USA government is committed to buying, I don't know, 2% over 5 years? They know the price is going to be $600,000, $500,000, $400,000. So who's really going to sell knowing that you're sitting on a pretty much safe ticket for a 4, 5, 6x? Supply will be limited as exchanges will run out of supply. Yes, we might see it detach from TradFi, but right now we still don't see that strategic reserve, right? So we need confirmation of a strategic reserve. I think Bitcoin will rally on that regardless of the market cycles. Yes, if we go into a TradFi bear market, it might be slow growth, but I think we're going to see growth over time, because even at 100k BTC, a USA strategic reserve with a commitment to buy DCA in over a set amount of years changes the game completely, and even at 100k makes BTC massively undervalued because other countries have to accumulate as well. So yeah, really, nobody knows how the market's going to open today. It's really interesting to see such a big I didn't expect that kind of a pre-open. That's on Nvidia. Let's have a look at Tesla and see, because Tesla is an AI affiliated. Tesla's not so much down, okay? So it is an AI focused sector. Let's check Apple. It is an AI focused sell-off. Apple pretty much no difference on pre. So this is specifically targeted Nvidia, which is good because this means that it's not going to bring the S&P down as much as we expect. Okay, because yes, Nvidia is predominantly holding a lot of the S&P up, but it's not going to bring it down as much as we expect. And we also might get a buy the dip opportunity today on market open when everybody sees that the rest of the stock market is kind of okay. USA is still asleep right now, I believe. Siri, what's the time in New York?
In New York.
So it's 5:59 in New York. What's the time in California?
Here's what I found.
What's the time in California right now?
It's 2:59.
2:59 in California. So another 5 hours, another 4 hours before California wake up. So we're still quite ahead of the West. And is this dip going to be brought up whilst a lot of them are asleep? We're going to see. Interesting times. Smart money. This is the balance of all the smart money stable coins in crypto. So as you know, I love this chart. This is all of the most profitable investors, the funds, the institutions. When they start to exit, it's time to panic. We have seen a little bit of a sell-off. This is why I started to take some profits. Loads of wallets started to spike up. Pantera started to take some profits off the table. It did pull back a little bit, so we had a sharp spike up. Then there was the mention of the crypto stockpile, and smart money did go back in a little bit. So that's a very good move, right? They mentioned the crypto stockpile. Smart money went back into crypto and altcoins. They're kind of waiting for that stockpile to be approved. I think that might be another sell the news event. So it might be my final DCA out. When that stockpile is eventually approved, a lot of retail are going to be like, here we go, they're going to start buying. But it might actually be the final sell the news event because it's such a massive catalyst, right? We're now going to accumulate Solana and Ethereum and BTC. A lot of smart money might potentially take profits. But again, they're not going to be able to move without us seeing. We're going to see their moves in real time when they sell. And they're not going to be able to dump on us this cycle. We have been trading differently. Okay, so I told you guys I've taken DCA out one. It was in March. Most of the market crashed. A lot of my altcoins that I sold back then are down like 90%. Some even worse. I've DCA'd out now of more altcoins. I talked about it on the last video, so I won't go about it on this one. But predominantly because there seems to be hyper focus on certain coins. There's around 3 million altcoins now. There's so much opportunities and different projects launching. I think we're going to have a hyper focus on specific altcoins, which are probably going to be the ones that are going to be added to the stockpile, right? So we might see liquidity flood out of all of these S coins and into a specific one. So I'm kind of trading the new trade. I'm degen trading the new hype at the moment. So I'm not exiting the market. I'm still trading. I am looking for new cool projects. Like SocialFi really popped up recently. So I was looking to hold some SocialFi projects, and Cloudy done really well. It's a 51x in just shy of 3 days. So really, really cool gains. Now I'm sniping with Trojan. You can use my referral code. If you scan the QR code, you can use my referral code to get into Trojan, and you get 10% off your trading fees. A really cool tool to actually snipe new projects. Okay, if you want to see how I'm doing this, obviously you're going to just have to jump into the Patreon. The link is here on my X account to get involved with us, and all the details around the packages are there. My shorts, so I took some profits off the table on my shorts. So I've already taken some off. I still got a couple open, but I do think we're going to get a bounce today, especially after I've just seen the difference between Nvidia and some of these others. It's kind of hovering around 124, but I'll be very surprised if we don't bounce off this. If we open up down here, I'll be very surprised if we don't bounce off this 120, 121 level. But we're going to have to see, because that China competition is definitely a real threat to Nvidia. What else have we been doing? So again, I'm just talking about where I took some profits. My Sui short, so the SMC bot, by the way, if you want that, it's in the Patreon, gave us a SPY signal down here. So we bought Sui around 0.85, sell signal up here. We took profits on Sui. This bot is incredible, right? It really helps you snap out of the euphoria when everything's going up. Everyone was saying Sui's going to $10, Sui's going to $10. it helps you snap out of that greed and euphoria, and it says, hey guys, something's changing here, you're losing a very key level, I'm gonna flash a sell signal. I sold 50% of my Sui, and I took a short position, and my short is like 70% in profit, right? So it's been non-stop gains with Sui. I wish I'd have taken a long position down here. I didn't. I just bought spot because it was less riskier. But again, could have taken a long position here when we tapped support, would have printed. Could have taken a long position here, would have printed. Long position here, long position here. Like, it's so great for support and resistance levels, and Sui might keep coming down. I really do think it's going to keep coming down. There's an unlock on Sui coming in 3 or 4 days as well. So what's going to happen when that unlock happens? Considering the trend shift and the market shift in altcoins, I think we're going to see a big sell-off on that token unlock date. So it's been crazy, right? We've got so many different tokens now. I tweeted this the other day, so follow my Twitter if you're not following. This is a huge problem that became very visible with the Trump launch. We saw liquidity was being sucked out of the market. There's just so many different altcoins now that it's a very different cycle. Okay, so in 2017, 2018, there was 3,000 tokens, and now there is like 3 million. Today in 2025, there's 36.4 million tokens and an expected 100 million. So almost an increase of 65% by the end of the year. That's absolutely insane. There is so many options now. There's so much liquidity. There's so many new tokens launching. And that's why we see these massive rallies. That's why I decided to start flipping some of these new projects. Because money's flowing into new shiny coins. It's called new shiny coin syndrome. So in my Discord here, we've got this sniping liquidity section where we're sniping a lot of these projects. And you can see here, Seek, 539%. Someone testing some stuff. Someone's done 700%. Big up Crankside, long-term member, killing it at the moment. So here you can see 804%. Someone's got 600% here. This was mine with Tyler, 21x, 5x here from Arthur. Someone took an L. These pictures are great for L's. I love a bit of comedy to snap you out of your depression. Jay Good, sorry man. You're gonna win it eventually. Crypto White, 9x. This was mine with 26x here, 27x from Sir Crypto, 15x. This is like all yesterday. This is how many tokens are launching. It's bonkers. 15x from Base Tripper. Lovely gains there. Nice one. Oscar, 29x. Some of my gains here. Was that 65x? 6,500. No, sorry, 6x. 2x. 5x, 3x. You know what I mean? It's crazy. 22x. It's been so crazy, some of the gains that can be made from sniping these. Now this is very new. 58x on Tribe, absolute smashed it. 72x on Tribe from Base Tripper. I got 37x on Tribe. This was a couple of days ago. Sorry, this was yesterday morning as well. So yeah, sniping these new projects seems like the way forward personally for me right now. I'm finessing it. It's very new, so I've set this up like a week ago, but I'm kind of finessing it right now. So that I can really reduce the losses and reduce the risks, and just focus on trying to snipe extremely profitable projects, because there's there's so many projects being launched. It's really hard to filter through the gems, right? So I'm kind of almost there. I started off really well, had a bad day yesterday overall because I think I sniped way too many projects, but getting there. I think we're going to finesse it. But just the fact that these tokens are out there, we're now working on how do we isolate folks sniping these 37x's, these 72x's, because this was in an hour and 42 minutes that he was on 72x, right? So if he'd have put $1,000 in there, he would have made $72,000 in less than 2 hours. And I want to make sure that I'm trying to utilize those plays. So that's it for now, guys. If you want to join in with us, jump in a group. Until then, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these videos. Until then, I will catch you guys in the next one.